God bless everybody. Today I want to talk to you about, how to spot somebody who's trying to manipulate you. I mean, we all have done this at one point or another. I myself, let's just keep it real, was a master manipulator. I always try to manipulate people. I always try to get my way, and that's just how manipulators work. I'm going to go ahead and give you a few tools so that way you can spot a real friend from somebody who is just trying to get his way and manipulate the situation. Manipulation, by the way, is a satanic form of, spiritual control. People want to have some kind of control over your life. And this video pretty much goes out, especially to the ladies out there, guard your heart, and because these manipulators have no scruples whatsoever. I should know. The first thing, or one of the first tools that they will use is guilt. This is the type of people that, they're always, making sure that your luggage is ready because you're going on a guilt trip. Everything is about what you didn't do, how you messed up, let them down. You know what I'm saying? You always have to babysit their emotions. And it seems like nothing that you do, is ever sufficient or good enough. Even if you do them a big favor, it seems like you're just going to have to just do it again. Yes, you're going to have to do it again. You're always on their bad side or on their bad books. You always owe them something. Another tool that they're always using, and it seems like it seems to work a lot of the times, is that they're always needy. They always have some kind of crisis going on in their lives, and you always have to rescue them from something. They never seem to take responsibility, for some of their own actions. They put it on you because you weren't there for them. However, they're the ones who created their own drama. That's right, it was them. You always have to find ways to encourage them. Lift them up 24 hours a day. You got to be their crutch. That's just how it is when a manipulator. And they use this in order to be able to control you. They play on your emotions, and that is just the way it is. Another tool that they use is that every time you say no to them, you have to justify it. You always have to explain it. You always have to come up with a good excuse for them to be able to understand that no means no. And unfortunately, that's just how it is with a manipulator. You have to be able to spot this and use discernment. You got to know the difference between somebody who is really genuinely in need and someone who is a manipulator. They're constantly, have something going on that you have to rescue them from. You are not their savior. And they'll make you feel bad if you're not there for them. Or you're a bad Christian. You're not Jesus wouldn't do that. That kind of stuff. You know what I'm trying to say? It's just never good enough. Like I said, they always play on your feelings. Another good one that they seem to use, and I think this one works best out of all of them, is that they make you feel sorry for them. They always walk in with a problem, with bad news, so that way they can be the center of attention. And unfortunately, that seems to work most of the time. If you are the type of personality or the type of person that always wants to help and always wants to be of assistance, you are in a big world of trouble. Why? Because, hey, let's just keep it real. When they walk into the room, it's nobody loves me. Oh, everybody feels sorry for me. Oh, my whole world is upside down. Nobody, my whole world is just, I'm just in such trial and, I'm just going through so much and this and that and the other thing. It's just like, okay. When the true reality is that they're just upset because they're not getting their way. Another tool that they systematically use is anger or silence. When they become silent, it's like this, I'm going to get you kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And if they're angry, they're explosive. They throw stuff against the wall. These hold you emotionally hostage. Bad, 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 bad. Another thing, they like to twist stuff around. Come on. You can say one thing, they'll use your words against you. And that is a constant a way that they can control, manipulate the situation. They always have to be able to twist things around. It's never their fault. They never take responsibility for anything. It is you and you and you and you. You know what I'm saying? They also deal with this thing called being passive aggressive. I mean, they're angry, but they're constantly in denial at the fact that they're angry, right? You know, it's very unusual that you can have a person who wants to manipulate a situation who does not play on your emotions. And guess what? The problem is that you're constantly going to have to babysit theirs. And that is the biggest problem of them all, because you can never satisfy somebody who has no bottom, if you know what I'm saying. They'll hang up the phone on you. They'll throw stuff against the wall or slam doors and, oh, no, nothing is wrong with me. Whatever you mean, I am upset. Their lives is drama, 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 drama. You know, that's another tool. You know, they're addicted to drama. They want you to get addicted to their drama, be involved in their drama. Well, their lack of, how should I say this? Their lack of planning should not be your emergency. Guess what? They're always going to have one more episode of drama, and they are the #1 stars in that show. It's all about me. It's all about me. It's all about me. Fix me. Do this for me. Stop what you're doing. You got to fix my problem. And if you don't fix it, guess what? You're going to go back to that guilt trip situation. Pack your bags. You're going on another guilt trip. That's right. The scriptures clearly tell us that a hot-tempered person must pay the penalty. That's right. If you rescue them once, you must do it again. You will have to do it again. And unfortunately, my dear friends, that is, the truth. And I didn't come up with this. It's actually in Proverbs 19:19. Check it out. And sometimes they'll try to play this distant role. Well, I'll never come back over here. Or, this is how come I stopped going to your church. You guys are just so, just low down and dirty. You refuse to help me. Really? Come on now. Let's just keep it 100. You know what? A manipulator, if he doesn't get his way, he'll do this one thing called ghost poof, and you're gone. I like the way Medea said it one time. She said that, some friends are like, all relationships are like a tree. And some friends are like the leaves on that tree. The wind blows, something don't go right, and poof, they fall off. You know what I'm saying? And some friends, you got to watch them, because guess what? They're like the branches on the tree. They seem stable. Everything is okay and good. But when the first minute you stop doing what they want you to do, they break off, and then they're gone too. You got to find yourself some of these friends that are like roots. You know what I'm saying? They are stable. They go down deep. They do not depend on the fact that, hey, you know what? You are supporting them. They're actually the ones supporting you. Guess what? Listen, guys, if you ever find a friend who is a good person, do not abuse them. Do not manipulate them. And I'm talking to everyone in this one. Look, we are all master manipulators of some way, fashion, or form. Even kids have been known to manipulate their parents. I mean, you've seen it in the market. They're wah, 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 gimme, 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 and the parents caving in just to shut the little kid up. But I say to you this one thing, please pay close attention and do not miss it. When it comes down to manipulators, it is going to always be your fault. That's right, your fault. You're the source of their problem. You cannot live that way. You're going to have to find people who are stable in your life. Remember, the scriptures do tell us that bad company corrupts good habits. And if you don't want your life to be corrupted right to the core because of someone who just wants to just sink their fangs into your world and suck you dry out of every little ounce of joy or peace you may have, because you constantly got to go rescue them and babysit them because they refuse to do that which they ought to know by now as being grown adults. Well, some of us are still kids up here, right? And even in here. But hey, guess what? There's a God up there that refuses to just let you have your way. And if God refuses to let you have your way, then who am I to try to save you? Amen? Plus, manipulators will always point to everything you've done wrong. I mean, you can do nothing right. So look, even if you rescue a person who is in desperate, dire need, doesn't mean that you have to live your life rescuing them over and over and over. A person that is an addict especially has to learn the hard way. Oh, but I've been clean for so many days. Yeah, you have. Now let's try that for a few more years, okay? So that way we can see where you're really coming from. Trust me on this one. When I became clean, that's when I first started to realize how messed up I really was. And trust me on this one, I was messed up. But there is a God who is faithful, who does not want you to live under the chains of manipulation. Please remember The manipulation is a form of witchcraft. That's right. It's satanic. The devil wants to keep you in bondage, wants to keep holding you down. But you don't have to live that way, because he whom the Son sets free is free indeed.